Life is short. Eat your caviar with your animal crackers.
I bear the responsibility of all of my decisions. Good thing I'm always right. Hello!
I'm Hunter, House on Haunted Hill Hardin.
And I'm Papa Bear. And welcome to the Real Housebears.
What's up?
What's up?
Nothing much. Just getting ready for my mission.
Well, you know, Jack, we can't get your mother in the hot closet, but we're so happy to have you here today to talk about your mission.
Wicked. Dude, totally. Yeah. Mission.
Yeah. I really like your purple shoes you wore this week, Jack.
Purple. Yeah. They're cool.
You thinking about going to maybe college after your mission?
College is whack.
College is where they go to build machines, not humans.
Is it whack?
Yeah, just like your podcast is whack.
Well, fudge college, Jack.
Fudge college.
Fudge college, honestly. There's no need for it.
'Cause that's what I'm doing, is I'm going on a mission. Because I'm Jack.
You're on listen, you and I talked about this. Even in our adult lives, we lower our voice sometimes when we're embarrassed. You know,
We're like, hey, what's up?
Feeling self-conscious.
What's up?
But as a teenage boy, I would just hate to have my voice ridiculed by the nation.
I don't know if anybody's just like everyone's making fun of my language.
Jack has been making business plans since he was like 3 years old.
Well, you know, every teenage boy is insecure about looking like a man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, good to have Jack in the hot closet.
I remember when I could only grow like a chin beard. I remember those days of being young and I grew it. I grew the hell out of it.
Did
too.
you?
I sure did.
I grew a mustache early, but I've been shaving since I was 12.
Yeah.
So,
what happened to all the hair on top of your head, Bear?
it all went to my face.
And to the rest of your body.
Right?
Let's change the subject.
New season. We announced last season as season 10. We were off. Season 10 now, officially, now that we're sticking with Salt Lake City kind of solely for a while.
Yeah.
So,
but this might be a little bit of a sped through episode because I have to catch a flight in an hour.
Yes. So we are getting this recorded, and because, again, we're here.
We're queer.
And we're doing this podcast.
And we're doing this podcast.
We are doing this podcast.
Well, you are going to surprise some ladies today.
But speaking of the airplane and people that we're meeting in person, we have someone new who is hashtag
Housebears famous.
Okay, here we go. Opa!
On my flight back from Tennessee, I was flying back on Saturday. And my flight was delayed in Denver and blah, 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 blah. Delayed. And when I get onto I was waiting to get on the flight, and I was playing Jason Voorhees this weekend at the Go-Go gig. Well, they put fake blood all over us, and so I got fake blood all over my tips, all over my money, and it just stained it all red. And so, I was like, who do I ask to, how do I get fake blood off it? And I was like, who do I ask? Bitch Puddin from season 3 of Dragula, or season 2 winner of Dragula.
She would be the perfect
And
person
so I
for that.
messaged her, and she just calls me. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, it was Friday the 13th. There was a lot of camp counselors that needed to be butchered. And so she told me, she told me all about it, and I was laughing on the phone a little bit too loud. Well, anyways, when I was getting onto the plane, I wanted to get towards the front, and in the third or fourth row, there was a girl sitting in the aisle, and I went and sat next to her, and she just leaned over, and she's like, by the way, I heard your laugh on the phone earlier, and you have such a nice laugh. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. I know, but anyways, I ended up chatting with her, and she ended up being our friend, and he's been on the Real House of Salt Lake City.
He came to auditions for the choir.
Michael Allen.
Yeah.
And
Hi, Michael. You might be listening.
And it was our friend Michael Allen's sister. So it was just a very small world. She actually is coming out of the Mormon religion, and she's been going through a lot of trauma, which we hear a lot, especially through the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but we hear a lot of the trauma about them leaving the church and stuff. But one thing that really shocked me is I think their fifth child, their daughter, passed away really, really young. And the church, when she was going to the camp counselor in the church and talking about her feelings, they said, well, if you leave the church, you'll never see your daughter in the afterlife. And anyways, I don't want to get into it deep, but anyway, she actually has started going to a ex-Mormon writing class where they just write down things, and it's just like a really helpful therapy for her. And she's really trying new things, and she's having these new adventures. She's never really done alcohol, so she's having all these little alcohol classes so she knows how much to drink and whatnot. And she's got a bunch of girlfriends that are ex-Mormons as well, and they all are fresh to the world. They haven't really done anything. So it was fun to sit there and chat with her about her journey that she's on right now.
Look, I've lost my religion.
So thank you, Kara, for being Housebears.
Hashtag Housebears famous.
Ooh,
This will be an episode.
this will be an episode.
This will be an episode of an olive branch with thorns.
Right, the Thorns we're a little
out.
bit discombobulated, and we're in a little bit of a hurry.
Yes.
But you know what? This is Salt Lake City's highest rated season ever.
Yeah, everyone.
And rightfully so. This season is so good. Anyone who had any fears about the Jen Shaw of it all leaving, I think the women have proved maybe we're better without Jen Shaw.
I like it better without it.
Me too.
It is hard to sit there and listen to lies and you can't talk.
But you know, Angie K is having a hard time getting into the world's graces. But listen, the whole season practically has been about Angie K and Meredith.
Yeah.
And it's the highest rated season. And right here at the very beginning, this Easter Bunny invitation is Housewives.
This could not have turned out any cuter.
It was perfect.
This is like Potomac when they sent the mime with the invitations.
Oh, gosh.
This is like so many other...
Remember when they sent the invitations out and it was supposed to have like live butterflies in it?
Yeah. So Angie K, I love her. She's given us Housewife.
I mean, the bunny hiding in the back of Heather's car, if that happened to you... you wouldn't have risen again.
No.
You would have died and you would have never come back to life.
I've died right before Easter, yes.
It would have gotten you good.
Oh, but thank you, Angie K. This is everything that I want. Even like the interrupting Lisa while she's filming confessionals. But seriously, that Heather Gay, I would have died.
You poor thing.
Also, what makes me want to die a little bit inside is Whitney and Justin.
Oh, sexy Justin.
Justin and Whitney.
Oh, Justin's so sexy.
I know, but I love them as a couple. You know, the little bit of time that we've got to spend with them, they really seem to always enjoy each other and be so close. So to see this...
Like them sitting down and it's silence waiting for the cocktails, like avoiding eye contact.
Yes. I mean, this is not the Whitney and Justin that we know.
Justin and Whitney.
You know, who have plenty to say to each other and are just always really engaged. And this is their first date night of the year. But you and I were talking. He kind of lost his job. So he's home for the first time in their relationship. Then COVID happens, so they're stuck together in a way that they've never had to be stuck together before. And now we're post-COVID and they're both going to work. And so there's no one to do all the things that they were doing together at home.
Yeah.
So this is...
And now kids have school practice stuff like athletics.
Yeah.
So now life is back to normal, and it's been a while since they've been back to normal.
Well, Justin's overwhelmed, and Whitney's like, "You're overwhelmed."
I'm sinking.
And I know that their job is to talk about their life on camera, but it would be really hard for me to tell the story that she told about Justin if it was like you and I. I wouldn't want the world to think, oh, my husband's like, doesn't do anything, he's a deadbeat. That would be really hard to bear that part of my life on camera. But you know, you were talking to it. Yeah. I want the world to love you. And I know that Whitney wants the world to love Justin, but she's so upset and so overworked, and like there's some looks and feelings between them that we've never seen before.
Something's gonna trigger and I'm gonna lose my shit.
And she's been on this path of like healing, of fixing everything. And sometimes some things don't really need to be fixed. They just need to be adjusted.
Yeah. Well, you know, their theme for this season is communication. And she even says here, our communication is failing yet again. I want to talk more, but I don't want to always be the one to initiate the conversation. And Justin's like, well, I'm with you there, but I don't feel comfortable bringing things up. Mm-hmm. I don't feel comfortable, especially being the first one to bring things up. For example, if I don't initiate sex, we're not having sex. And you can tell Whitney did not. And I think probably most women in her situation would hate that answer. Mm-hmm. But I'm with Justin. Sex is important. Sex is important to me. That's how I feel close to you emotionally by being physically close to you.
And it's weird because I feel the side of Whitney too, because if you're stressed out and you're not able to connect on a good level, I can't just jump into it all of a sudden.
Yeah, people are very different.
Yeah.
I feel like Whitney does have something to it where like women generally do have to feel good emotionally in order to like give themselves physically, whereas men can kind of get over it a little bit quicker and easier. But according to Jennifer Lawrence in that movie No Hard Feelings, she gave it up for just because it was a Sunday. She gave it up because she needed to ride home. So not all women, Whitney, not all women need that emotional connection.
They say every female's 3 shots away from being a lesbian.
And not all men need that emotional connection.
Well, I do.
Wow, oh my God.
So give it up.
Gee.
Before you leave. Sorry, podcast over. We got stuff to take care of, folks. But Justin and Whitney recently had a fight where she took off her wedding ring first. He took his off after and didn't put it back on. And again, that's rough. I want to go over to the Wick Lab. We are going soon and making our own candles.
I want to make a candle.
Yes, it looks so much fun. But Lisa talking about hot wax fetishes, I'm like, girl.
I think she's tried it.
I feel like Lisa's very missionary.
I
could be wrong, and there's nothing wrong with being missionary. Nothing wrong at all, as long as you're good at it.
I think she's wild.
I'm like so naughty.
Lisa and I have similar candle scents. I would definitely pick something linen type. I don't know if I would put tulip with it. Angie K likes it spicy. She's like frankincense, myrrh, and clove.
Is there like sweaty gym and dirty socks smell?
Probably. If they got Bring Home the Bacon and Old Book, certainly they have Year Old Jock or something like that.
Year Old Jock.
Gross.
So some random teenage employee approaches Lisa. She's like, I'm very close friends with Jack.
I know him.
We know everything about each other.
I've seen him at school.
Right? One time I saw Jack walking down the highway. The hallway. We're best friends.
We're besties.
But I knew he was going on a mission before you did.
Well, I mean, wouldn't he tell his friends first before, like, his parents? Because, it's no problem telling his friends. His friends are also doing it.
But, another thing this episode made me think about as far as Jack and his mission, especially if Lisa says that they've been going to church every week, like she told Heather, then Jack's church friends are going on a mission. So it's not as only avoiding college, but all my friends are going on a mission, too, so maybe I should.
Maybe I should, too.
Well, Lisa does not like Monica. Can we just get that out? Lisa does not like Monica. She does not like that Angie K has invited everyone, except for Meredith, we'll get to that, including Monica, to her Easter brunch.
Greek Easter
because
bruncheon.
But Angie K is like, I just didn't want anyone excluded like I was in Palm Springs. But I am excluding Meredith.
Well, Meredith was going to be gone anyways.
Luckily. So, my favorite part, though, is when Lisa's like, Angie, I'm a little shocked. Monica is not the person that I would want to, go learn about the Savior's resurrection with.
That would not be someone I would be like, come learn about the Savior's resurrection with me.
So anyhow, over at Mary's, talk about another uncomfortable scene. This poor guy, Robert Jr., has no communication skills whatsoever.
And he seems very immature.
Especially to be married.
I mean...
Now, I don't know if you know this. A year or two ago, Mary was charged with, harboring a minor in their home.
Oh.
I wonder if this wife is, because the charges were recently dropped.
Ooh.
So I wonder if this is the same minor who
That's
he is
been
now
staying
married
with
to.
them.
That's what I'm kind of piecing together. I don't know.
Because you know you're a mess.
But, you know, Mary's like, so are you married? And he's like, I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, kinda, yeah. But they've been married for a year. How could you have these two people, your own child, living in your home for a year and not know? That means that does he not know you? Like, is he not really your son, or are you his mom and he's never really met you except during filming? Like, what is going on?
They probably have grandchildren in there that she's never seen.
Probably.
Probably another child that she's never seen.
Yeah, she's
of
like
hers.
She's like, I heard a dog crawling around upstairs, Robert Jr.
She doesn't even see him. She speaks to him through the speaker.
Right.
Okay, I get the point, Missy.
I do feel slightly bad for her when she gets emotional. I mean,
She's like, she's
any
my
mother,
only boy. But what does that also say about her? Like, for your son to just run off, that's still living with you, and his wife is still living with you, won't even tell you that he got married until you ask a year later. What does that say about you, Mary? It makes you seem like you're probably very unapproachable.
Yeah, maybe that should require some self-reflection, Mary.
Oh, my goodness.
Yikes. So we have Lisa feeling like she lost Mother of the Year because she didn't know Jack was going on his mission. Mary, who definitely lost Mother of the Year because she didn't know her son in the house was married.
It's like if her son went on a mission for 2 years and then came back and she's just like, I thought I just heard you upstairs.
Right,
I thought you were upstairs this whole time.
And now we have Heather and Ashley, which this is sweet and strong, and they just love each
I
other.
love
you
Ashley.
know?
I miss
I'm
Ashley.
not insinuating that there's not a lot of love between the two previous moms and their children, but it's just a contrasting scene here. You know? Ashley is like, just got back from Cabo,
So, girl, I'm
feeling
tan.
spring break. Heather's like, did you know Jack Barlow's going on a mission? And she's like, well, that wasn't on my bingo card today.
No.
I think a lot of the shock, and Heather even says it here for all of them, is like, you know, Lisa is so unorthodox Mormon that I don't really consider Jack to be such a devout Mormon because of that. So all of this is shocking to me that, you know, they would even care. But Heather's really just like, why won't Lisa talk to me about it? I actually went on a mission.
Because she already knows how you feel about it, Heather.
Exactly.
That's what I just want to say. Like, she already knows what you're going to say, Heather.
Exactly. She read a book about it, Heather.
She doesn't even need to read a book about it,
Right.
Heather.
Right. But a nice little scene. Good to see Ashley again.
Yeah.
Over at Mary's again, she's still wearing the same outfit she was wearing earlier.
And her Tiffany blue kitchen.
Would you call it really Tiffany blue, though?
Well, there's a picture of a breakfast at Tiffany's like next to it, so I'm like, I guess. Tiffany blue.
But Meredith comes in looking great. She's looking fresh, looking like an Instagram filter.
Well, that's a little crazy. I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, she just looks amazing, smooth as can be. I like when Mary's like, I had a conversation with Robert about marital status, and Meredith's like, wait a minute, your husband or your son?
Like, you got to be specific.
It wouldn't be surprising to hear that you had a divorce conversation with Robert Sr., you know? Mary has been, you know, like, keeping it low since last time we saw him because she's bored with people who aren't growing. It is monotonous to be around these people who are the same people they were, you know, a year ago. And I'm like,
Mary, you are the exact same person you were 3 years ago.
Yeah, where's
and
your
you
growth?
telling people that they have no class? Who yells across the room telling somebody that their necklace is ugly? Who does that? Who goes and gets fish fillet in the middle of the night at McDonald's? Classy bitch.
I mean, there is a way to talk to somebody like a grown-up.
well, we do.
Well, I'm not classy.
So Meredith clears up that she herself has, in fact, not spread these rumors, which on camera is true.
It's just the issue with it is Meredith held it as ammunition.
Right.
That's the issue. Like, she didn't spread any rumors or anything, but the fact that she held it as ammunition is wrong.
That's true. But again, she hasn't spread a rumor.
No, she hasn't. But it's out.
Also, I liked hearing Meredith say out, I don't know, maybe they've already said it out loud, but saying Brooks is gay.
Yes,
It was always so ambiguous. It was always so...
She didn't want to put a label on it.
But she said Brooks is gay, and I was
Yes.
like, it was so nice
We know
to see
that,
them.
but now I'm glad that it's out.
And like, even though they talked about his boyfriend,
Now can
like,
we
a
all
week or
say
two ago. It's just nice to see Brooks getting to live his real life and not have to live in shame.
Me too. And without having to make a broadcast.
Right? Yeah.
Like
Just live your
sometimes I
life.
feel like people are just saying it for the broadcast.
You know, someday we'll have a life when it's not even something you have to consider. Like, it'll be not like, oh, is it a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Like, it'll just...
like, who's
it
your
won't matter.
partner?
Yeah,
You know,
it won't
it's
even
just-
matter.
Yeah.
Mary asks Meredith if she got the bunny invitation, which Meredith obviously did not. Doesn't matter. She's going to be at the Glads.
She's hosting the Glad Awards, y'all.
Glads. But you know Mary ain't going to go if Meredith's not going to be there. That's just kind of a given.
Meredith, Mary goes into it about how she doesn't want to go.
And then she gets into it about how to communicate with people. Like the irony.
Both of them talking about how to communicate or to handle drama is so dumb. Like, I hated watching this scene. I'm like, really, you guys? Really?
You want to talk about communicating the rumors?
You guys, like, really? Like,
Yeah,
you guys are literally
seriously.
having this conversation with you two.
Right.
It's just,
right.
it was just hilarious. Is that irony?
Oh, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Do you think we should take a quick break before we get to Angie K's Greek Easter lunch?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Can we come back to this?
This is Heather Gay from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and you're listening to the Real Housebears podcast.
There's someone in your back seat. And we're back.
And it's the Easter Bunny.
And
We're back at Angie K's Greek Easter lunch.
Is anyone else sweating or is it just me?
She's got the $1 bills. Bank people thought she was going to the strip club. I was like, what kind of party is this?
It's like my party. That's my every weekend.
Mary calls and says that she's not coming. She has to go to Vegas to check on her other house.
This is one of my favorite homes.
That was flooded a year ago.
But it's now finished. So
Girl, we know you ain't going to the Vegas house because that's where Robert Sr. is.
Yeah, girl, we know you ain't going there. I want to see receipts.
Right. She's like, don't take it personally. I feel really bad.
No,
and
you don't.
And
That's-
Angie K goes, well, it's nice to know you have feelings after all.
Like, for real. But it's all fake.
I thought it was the greatest comeback from Angie K, and I love that Mary took it with, like she thought it was funny.
Like, laughed about it. Because she knows she's right.
So we got Father George. We got baby lambs roasting on an open fire.
Baby lambs. Why? You were shook about that lamb.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. We got Louis, Angie's dad, who greets everyone with the Christ is risen in Greek.
Greeks, everyone.
He Greeks everyone with a Greek greeting.
Christos Anesti!
When Heather asks Hot Sean where he gets his clothes, and he says, my gay boyfriend, I was so happy. I was
me
I'm
too.
glad that you can laugh about it.
Yeah.
Hot Sean does look really good in tight pants, though.
I do want to know where he gets his clothes tailored.
All right.
looks great in them.
I need to pay attention to what size he dresses on, or what side he dresses on. I mean, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Hot Sean is not Greek. His last name is not Katsanavas. It's Trujillo.
Trujillo.
Monica brought her mom LD,
Can we have some fun? I'm ready for fun.
who knows how to give a Greek kiss because apparently the Portuguese and the Greek are very similar. But Angie K's dad is single.
Dang, you see that? Dang, he's gonna D her down. Maybe with that weekend D.
We'll see. Angie tells the story of Christ's resurrection and kind of equates it to their own journey. Brave.
Brave.
Heather Gay forgets Judas's name in her confessional.
But I love it that she knows Caesar, Brutus.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I like a man in a vulnerable position.
Well, I mean, she loves to read. We know that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, she really has,
Brutus.
lost her... She is singing a
She
single.
is a sinner.
She is a sinner.
Oh my gosh. Stuffed grape leaves.
Yes, they get the food
Stuffed
and
grape
there's
leaves.
stuffed grape leaves.
I want some more.
Yeah. So I actually DM'd Angie K. I haven't heard back yet. And I was like, hey, Angie K., we're obsessed with stuffed grape leaves.
No, they just haunt us.
But we've never had them. Long story. Where can we get good? I want to try them. And you are too.
I'm going to...
Yes, you are. Whitney asked where Meredith is, which is a nice, easy segue over to Meredith at the GLAAD Awards.
Flash, Meredith at the GLAAD Awards.
I mean, I support getting loud at the GLAAD Awards, but I don't know if we want to get that loud, Seth.
Let's get loud! Let's get loud!
Seth, stop. Seth, this is a gay event. This is not a sporting event.
But Seth, we love you, and so we'll allow it.
Okay.
We'll allow it. Father George leaves before the shit hits the fan. Thank God. Father George, you left right in time.
In some angles, hey, Mr. Father.
Heather approaches Lisa about her reaction with Whitney and Angie K last week, and Lisa's like, listen, no one was there for me before. And Heather says, well, if I would have known that this is like a dark cloud that's been hovering over you ever since, last time, we should have talked about this. And Lisa's like, well, why would we have talked about it? We're just surface friends.
And I'm like, then why are you mad?
And then Heather's like, no, we have a deeper relationship
thought
than
they
that.
did.
Every time pretty much that we see Heather Gay in person, one of the things she says throughout the conversation is, Lisa and I are working on our relationship.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
listen, since season 1, I was like, you two are going to be best friends.
And now, by this point, I think they really value what each other brings to the show and, value the dynamic that they have now. And I think Lisa was just trying to maybe deflect and not have to have the conversation.
Yeah. Why are you lying? You're flat out lying?
But Heather was like, listen, I would like to be able to talk about this in a constructive way. I've been on a mission. I know what it's like. And Lisa's like, listen, I have to be supportive of Jack. Bottom line. Conversation ended. And Heather's like, okay, I can respect that. And wasn't that easy?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
It's just like earlier when Meredith and Mary were like, there is a way to talk like adults when you don't agree. But it was not necessarily Meredith or Mary.
It wasn't neither one of them that did it.
Right. Meanwhile, Angie K asks Monica about why did you say these rumors out loud? Mm-hmm. And Monica's like, I was just being a good friend. And they go back and forth. I really wish they could say, why did you say this on camera? That's the part they all really want to say and the part that's really missing from all of this.
Because she did spread the rumor. Because she did tell Whitney and not Angie first, and it was on camera. That is spreading a rumor no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Unless you go... As soon as you hear the rumor, you go straight to that person and you say, pull them aside and be like, I heard this rumor.
Off camera.
I just want to let you know this is what's going on. I don't want to spread it, so I'm just letting you know so you can get ahead of it.
Now, I realize everyone's doing their job.
Yeah,
You're
is Real
supposed
Housewives.
to live your life on camera, but I feel like those two words are letting people get away with stuff and also not get away with stuff. But Angie, whenever she's in an argument with someone, she is very much a deflector. Like, well, I've heard rumors about you, and I don't say them.
I think a lot of them do.
Well, yeah, Meredith in particular.
Yeah.
And Monica's like, what? Well, I got rumors about myself. You want to hear them? The only difference is I'm not going to hide them.
Feisty.
So it gets really heated, and Monica's mom, LD, comes over to help mediate, we'll say.
Yeah, and she's like, you guys are both beautiful, powerful women. Let's bury the hatchet. And Angie's kind of like, I'm trying to just kind of have a conversation with your daughter. This is kind of how it goes. Like, this is their house. This is how things go. And I could kind of tell Angie's like, I would really like to just handle this with just me and her without you being involved. Because it's never good when someone's parent gets involved anyways.
But Angie even says, we're trying to wrap this up. But Monica goes, yeah, wrap it up so that you can open it right back open again. And I'm like, well, that's the opposite of productive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just being childish.
Yeah, there's no way that we can even move forward to this. And now Monica's mom is... There's so many things to unpack about this, because for one thing, Monica's mom is never telling Monica, you're wrong about the way you feel.
She's just telling her stop.
She's saying, look, you're acting crazy here, and you don't realize it, but you are embarrassing yourself. So maybe we can just not argue and fight. But all Monica hears is, you're not supporting me, you're not supporting me. And then there's also the parts of where Monica's mom, it does feel like she's a little bit thirsty, does feel like she wants some camera time, it does feel like she wants to make an impression of the people at the party that might not be the same kind of person that she is at home.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
And, Monica and her mom have had a bit of a Twitter war this week.
Oh,
First of all, Monica's mom's Twitter handle is LD_millionaire. That says a lot to me. Mm-hmm. Especially if Monica is supposedly broke.
Yeah.
So there's so many things, like, as far as Monica leaving the party early and leaving her mom there. One thing that wasn't filmed is that Monica actually fell down the stairs and bruised both of her legs up and down her legs. And that was really the biggest reason why she was leaving early. Mm-hmm. That not so much out of anger, but out of pain. But her mom says, well, the bruises weren't there at the party, so I didn't realize how badly she was injured. So, and then also Monica's mom posted on Twitter, I didn't want to be on this show. Monica begged me. It literally says, Monica begged me. Begged. All she said I would have to do is cook and speak in Portuguese. And how did she pay me back? By throwing me under the bus.
But why speak in Portuguese? Why is that important?
Because that's their family heritage. Remember, Monica called Lisa a bitch or something in Portuguese early. Mm-hmm. She was just saying, you have to just represent our Portuguese family, and that's what she was saying.
Okay.
So that kind of debunks her mom's potential thirstiness. Mm-hmm. So there's just so many different things to look at it here. It's impossible for me to completely pick a team.
I just feel like Monica and her mom don't vibe.
That's true.
And from a lot of history.
But I feel like Monica's a brat.
That was completely uncalled for.
Maybe.
But I feel like that maybe she's a brat because she didn't get the attention she wanted when she was younger. So there's no black and white here to me. I know that people are very, very much so like, how dare Monica's mom? And then others are, how dare Monica talk to her mom that way? All of it, I think, is right. I don't think like I said, I really don't think it's all that black and white right here. But it's uncomfortable and it's ugly.
Yeah, and Linda even goes and apologizes to, like, Angie and the party for Monica.
And everyone's embarrassed.
Everyone's embarrassed.
Even the people not associated with this are embarrassed.
And even Linda's like, I want to have fun now. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Can we just have fun?
She's trying to divert everyone's attention away from what just happened. Mm-hmm. Which again, I don't know if it's her getting attention or her just like, let's change it. Let's change the mood. Let's change the mood. But
I don't know Linda. I don't know her character yet.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think there's a little bit of correct in what everyone has been saying, or somewhere there in the middle. But when Monica says on television, in her confessional, not in the heat of the moment, but weeks later in her confessional, that she wishes she had a different mother, that's something you can never take back. Mm-mm. That's something you can never take back.
But that just makes me think, like, geez, what happened to their relationship growing up? Her mom must have just really, did not put her first.
Yeah, I think it's just somewhere kind of in the middle. I think it's a little bit of both. But, Monica's like, I'm trying to be the mother that I want my girls to see. But I'm like, I realize that you were injured, but is pulling them up in the middle of a party all heated where everyone can see and making them miss the Easter egg hunt, is that the kind of mom you want to be? Mm-mm. Again, if you were in serious pain, if you were injured, that's fine. But if you're just being mad at your mom and you're making them leave before they even get to do the Easter egg hunt, then that's not being a great mom either.
It's not fun. That's not great.
It's not great. But what is great is this season of Salt Lake City.
I'm a Greek dancer.
Are you a Greek dancer? What does that mean?
Because, I dance and people throw money at me.
You are a Greek dancer.
And that's basically what happened, right?
Seriously.
I'm a great dancer.
You are a great dancer.
I'm great.
Opa!
Stuffed grape leaves. Stuffed grape leaves.
All right, well, if there's any local Salt Lake City listeners and you know where there are some great stuffed grape leaves, send us a DM.
Yo.
All right, in the meantime, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. You can Twitter us.
Yeah, Twitter us hard.
At Real Housebears.
Twitter us so good.
And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
Twitter us with disrespect.
Turn.
Pull my hair and Twitter
Your turn,
me.
shut up.
You can also buy merch on our Redbubble, realhousebears.redbubble.com. And you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please leave a cute little review and a 5-star rating, and we'll make you #HouseBears famous. You can also watch us on YouTube and on Spotify for podcasters.
Have a great week.
Have a spooky weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.